Looking through the learning plan, the very first activity or the section was 4.6, bulk user operations. And you saw the demonstration and the lecture. They didn't have you do a lab for that, though, correct? There's no lab, just review questions. I do have that as a in-class learning thing. I put it way at the end of bulk add Arthur Andersen users on your virtual server. It's a little time-consuming, a little tedious. I'm not going to do that in class with you right now. It's not critical, but I would like you to work on it over the week and see what you can come up with and see if you could actually import them. Write down the steps of how you did that, and then we can bring it back to class next week and talk about that. So that whole Arthur Andersen corner of Garopa, see if you can bulk add them using some of the techniques that they talked about in the discussions. If you want to look online, you can look at other options as well. There's many ways of doing it. The next part dealt with computer accounts. Now, if I look back at my server, I'm going to go back to server. I'm on server 1, and I look under computers. I'm going to see that I have these computers here automatically. So when a computer or device joins the domain, they'll automatically get installed in this computer list. Now from here, I can manage this computer. I do a couple things with it. I can group them as well, just like I had other security groups. I could group all the L119 computers together. Maybe there might be something special I want to do with those, the computer part, not the user part, but the actual computer administration. You can create also a computer prior to you adding it to Active Directory. I personally have not done this ever in industry, but it's the idea of pre-staging. I know of a lot of computers I'm going to be putting in. I can dump them all into Active Directory, and then when I'm joining the domain, the groups and the access and everything that's configured for those computers are already done for you. Again, I haven't done that. It's just I have a computer, I join the domain, it automatically becomes part of that. But you should know how to do that. So, go through those labs of doing that. Looking at groups we talked about. And then the final section is rights delegations. Rights delegation is what? What are you doing with rights delegation?
Giving rights to other users.
Giving rights to other people. Such as what? I'm sorry?
Password changes.
Password changes. You might just want a help desk group to be able to change passwords. And so there is a lab that actually takes you through there. Delegated administrative controls. I was going to have you do some things with Garopa here, but maybe we'll come back to that some other time. But just because of time, I'll just have you work with these labs that they give you of changing the group scope, implementing a group strategy, and then delegating administrative controls. Are there any questions of anything that we've covered today as far as join the domain, working with groups, working with templates, anything at all? I know I went through this stuff kind of fast, but I want to give you enough time to be able to work on some of these labs as well and review some of them. So in review, kind of take a look at the things we've done. If you want to redo some activities, especially joining a domain, just take your snapshots back to the pre-join domain activities snapshot. Redo the activities of join the domain if you want to go through that process again. For those of you who we quickly went through installing Active Directory and creating a domain controller, I would suggest that you do that on another computer again, or take a snapshot now, revert back to a previous snapshot, install Active Directory a little bit more slowly and more methodically and kind of know what's going on in that process. And then you can always revert forward to this current snapshot as well with your current state. But go ahead and practice those things. Make sure you do get to the labs, because the labs are the only things that are counting for your grades for the semester. So make sure that you create the computer accounts, create the global accounts, distribution groups, group scope, group strategy, implement group strategy, and then delegating administrative control. Over the next week, please try to work on adding Arthur Andersen as a bulk import into Active Directory and see how that goes, and we can talk about that next week. Next week we are moving on to Unit 10, so we're jumping ahead, but Learning Plan 7 is working with DHCP.